This morning in Living Healthy, we're talking mental health, and let's face it, they're not fun, but sometimes difficult conversations cannot be avoided. So here to help guide us through is Dr. Daryl Appleton. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, this is not a difficult conversation because you're always a pleasure to see, but they're, not only can you not avoid difficult conversations, but sometimes they're very positive, actually. So let's start with, how to get over the fear maybe of starting that conversation.
There's this motto, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And it's so annoying to hear, but it's true. And sometimes our difficult conversations can deepen our relationships. They can get us that promotion, or it can lead to a breakup, but maybe that's what we need to hear rather than being stuck in a pattern that doesn't suit us.
I think, at least in my experience in my own personal life, one of the most difficult things about difficult conversations is figuring how to start it, because you want to be gentle, but at the same time you want to be firm. So how do you actually start a difficult? Do you say, hey, I need to talk to you about something difficult, or what is the best approach there?
You can say the elephant in the room, listen, we need to talk. And I don't think text is the best way to have these conversations. Okay. I prefer in person because there's there's a lot of stuff that gets missed in text or email or anything written. So if you can, try to have a face-to-face conversation, or on the phone or Zoom if you can, just so you can get that body language. But you can address as listen, we both know that there's some things that we need to clear up right now.
That's a good way to say it. Somebody write that down so I don't forget that one. I don't have a pen in front of me. You bring up texting, which, I think these days a lot of people are very comfortable texting, and I agree with you. I think even though it is, not as easy, it's better to have these conversations in person. However, if somebody truly can't get there, is it better, get there mentally, is it better to still have it over a text or an email or some sort, even a phone conversation, I guess, as opposed to not having it at all? Or would you really push to just rip the Band-Aid?
I say have the conversation, especially if you're first starting out with this. If you're I've never had a difficult conversation in my life, I'm a people pleaser, I want everyone to love me and like me, yes, text. And it's a way to gather your thoughts. You can write it out, you can structure it, and it's also kind of nice to be able to have that time, especially when you're first starting out, or if you can't make it in the way that you need to physically. People
pleasing is something so many of us, do, and it's not always bad, but it can be in situations like this. So how would you suggest that somebody push through that? Maybe having notes of kind of points they want to hit, what's a tactic there? Because I think a lot of us can kind of lose our train of thought when you're in moments like these. Oh, absolutely. What I teach is a sandwich method. I want the bread of the sandwich on either side to be the stuff about your relationship, the stuff that you love. Something like, I care about you and I want to have this conversation because I value our friendship, I value our relationship. The meat is the hard stuff. I don't love it when you don't show up on time to our lunches because I got to get back to my kids. And the other piece of that bread is, I wanted to talk to you about this because it's important to me, and I wanted to not have resentment to you. So if there's a way that we can make it for a later time that works better for you, or I can set you a reminder in your phone, how can I help? Because I wanted to bring this up to you because it wasn't fair for me to feel these ways without talking to you. Well, you are very eloquent with these conversations, so I will always be going to you first. And then another thing that at least I personally, do have difficulty with if I'm having a conversation like that is, maybe controlling emotions. How, is it okay to be emotional in conversations like this, or should you try to kind of, keep yourself in check and just kind of keep it baseline? Is there a best way to go about doing that? I think emotions are a part of difficult conversations, and to not acknowledge them would be to kind of take the conversation left a little bit. But instead of acting on emotions, I want you to process them live time. So something like, I'm feeling like I want to cry right now because this means so much to me, or I'm feeling really frustrated because it feels like you're not listening. And I like I statements a lot. I think, I feel these things that mean something to me. That is something that's a little bit better too when having a difficult conversation. This was really great advice. I feel like this one needs a part 2. So stay tuned later in the year. We might do this one again. Thank you, as always, for those great tips. I can't wait to see what else we have coming up later this year with Dr. Daryl.